What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Gundam video right here on Treeman TV. Today, however, we will not be building a new Gundam, but instead, we are going to be doing our second ever figure review video. That's right, you guys might remember a couple months back I did a review video on a Dragon Ball Z figure. It was Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and it was something that I bought for one of my friends as a birthday present, and it's now proudly displayed in his collection. So, today, instead, we're going to actually be reviewing a Gundam figure that I have right here just off camera, and it is this guy right here, the RX-79G ground type from the Robot Spirits collection right here, side MS, and I'm really excited to get into this. I actually ordered this not realizing it was a figure until like well after I ordered it. It's another premium Bandai figure, and it's got a buttload of fucking accessory parts, and it looks like it's pretty posable, so let's roll the intro and jump right on into the review. Alright you guys, so we start off this review as we do with every review by looking at the box right here. You've got a nice picture of the RX-79 holding one of the many weapons that come in this box. That one's the big bazooka style weapon. As we pan to the side, you see another standing pose that the Gundam can achieve. The front side of this box has basically the same picture that's on the top of the box. You know, some more stickers there to let you know it's by Bandai and what series that it's from. So let's go ahead and take a look at all the stuff that comes inside the box. Alright, so now that we've got the box out of the way, you can see we get a set of instructions so that we know which hands go with which of these many weapons that you can see here in the plastic. You've got so many different beam effects, I don't even know what to do with them. Blue ones for vernier thrusters, and of course the mobile suit itself. I also like this little rack down there at the bottom. That's for all those different hands so that you don't ever lose them. Let's get it out of the plastic and get it in some poses. Alright, so the first thing we've got going on here is a very basic just standing pose with just the mobile suit by itself. And some of the first things you'll notice different about this 79 ground unit aside from an RX-78-2 is that tan color where all the white would be. It's got a very different chest and then some different knees. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and get a model kit over here so that we can get a size comparison between it and this. Now as you can see, I've gone ahead and slid a real grade kit right next to the figure. We've got that RX-78-2 Team Bright custom real grade kit, and they're basically the same exact height. So your high grades and your real grades are going to be about the same size as these figures. And now that we've gone ahead and got the size comparison out of the way, let's see this thing in some cool action poses. So for the first pose here, as we start from the feet and work our way up, I wanted to show off that it's got a little calf holster there for his beam saber. As soon as the camera focuses, there you go. As opposed to the RX-78-2 we saw earlier in the video, this one draws its beam sabers out of its calves, not off of its shoulders. It's also got his submachine gun little beam blaster there in his hands. I would say those hands are just a little trickier to work with than the high grade and model kit ones, because they don't come apart sandwich style like the model kit ones do. But this is just the first of many poses we're going to be taking a look at right here. So now that we've taken a look at this one, let's go ahead and move on to the next pose. As you can see for the second pose here, I had to go and snag one of the action bases off of the shelf because I wanted to get an in-flight pose of this guy. We've got the beam saber in his hand and the vigorously bent and flowing beam effect in that beam saber. I love it. We've also got those blue thruster effects in the verniers. Those are an effect part that I wish came with more of the actual model kits, not just these figures, because they are awesome. Yeah, there's that little hand rack down there on the bottom of the screen again, so you can see you don't lose any of the hands. Biggest thing I would want to note here is that it can fit on most action bases, but you will need to supply your own. Alright, so staying up on the action base for our next pose, but switching weapons, we've got the little SMG blaster back in his hand there, and a nice effect part coming out of it. As I said earlier in this video, the effect parts are probably one of my favorite things about this kit. They really are what separates it from just a high grade kit that I didn't have to build, in my opinion, because it's about the same size and scale as a high grade kit, but with way more effect parts and maybe a little bit more posability. It's very arguable, depends on which high grade kit. Anyways, as you can see it from this angle, it's like he's falling away, trying to catch himself with the blaster and firing a last prayer. Alright, so for the last pose up on ye old action base, you can see we've saved the biggest weapon for last. that big bazooka looking thing. It's the only one in there that doesn't have any sort of effect parts that go with it, which is kind of sad. But the pose I'm trying to go for here is kind of like a rising up above the battlefield for one last shot. You can see both the vernier thrusters are pointed straight down, like he's just climbing up into the battlefield air, and he's trying to look straight down to fire that last big kaboomy. So for the last pose here, we had to go back to the ground because, as you know, it's the ground type unit, and take a look at this massive particle effect that comes with its primary beam blaster right there. And you also get a nice up-close look at the arm shield that comes with this kit. It's always good to know if your kit can pull off one of these kneeling poses. I keep calling it a kit, but it's just a figure. You don't have to build this at all, actually. It's always good to know, though, if your model or figure can pull off one of these nice kneeling poses. He doesn't have a lot of ab crunch, though, so I had to make it look like he's aiming at something falling out of the sky. But yeah, this beam effect, I am totally 100% here for this beam effect. I love it. Overall, it's a great little figure to have in your collection, and I would recommend getting one if you can get your hands on it. Right now, I currently have him on the catapult deck in my collection. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and take it back to the desk so we can wrap this video up once and for all. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed our quick little figure review of the newest member to our little Gundam collection and Gundam family up on the shelf. I'm sorry if you thought this was going to be the Master Grade Estrella build that I've been teasing for a while. It's not. Unfortunately, that kind of intimidates me to open up that box and see all the stuff I'm going to have to build. I know I'm going to have to set aside multiple days, probably a whole week to do that one, especially in filming, because I could just like do it here and there, chip away at it, but I got to be able to film it because I know you guys want to see the build of that Master Grade Estrella as much as I want to build that Master Grade Estrella. So that is still coming. It's in the pipeline. It's on the shelf right behind me, so it's still coming. I hope this was enough Gundam content to satisfy you guys for just a little bit longer. If you did enjoy the review and this video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. We're on our way to 300 subscribers still, and me and the little RX-79 ground unit here are gonna keep grinding away at these videos and the Apex videos until we get there. So, until next time, this is Tree Man and the RX-79G signing off. Peace!